Saying it's a missing person case because that's all we know for sure, right? We don't have someone that's deceased. We haven't located a crime scene, even if we don't have a deceased person that would indicate that something nefarious happened there. We just don't have an actual person to locate. And we're hoping that, as you know, our investigation over the last 8 days has led us to the heartbreaking conclusion that 20-month-old Quinton Simon is deceased.
Yeah. What you bun? You so silly.
$480.
Let's get those up real quick. Let's get those up. Can't do Dolly like that. I'm trying to get to Georgia. I can't get to Georgia with 100 likes. PG?
Are you Paul?
No, I'm not. I want
to get those up real quick. Let's get those up. Can't do Dolly like that. I'm trying to get to Georgia. I can't get to Georgia with 100 likes. That
Lightning flash.
Out of jail without going to jail. That's my goal. Just to make sure you ain't a troll.
Lick it, finger it, sit on it.
How's it going, Michael?
It's going.
Okay, are you the one that said you're the uncle of Quinton?
I am.
Okay, so what do you think about all this is going on? So you're the brothers, the father's your brother.
No, Leilani is my sister.
Leilani is your sister.
Are you Paul?
No, I'm not. I will not disclose. I mean, you know my name now.
Oh, I do. They don't.
We don't know who your name is because we can't see it.
I'm Michael Simon. That's anyway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my family safe. That's all. Not my family back at home.
Yeah, so you're not.
My family safe. That's all. Not my family back at home.
Yeah, so you're not at the house on
I am at the house.
What transpired tonight? What went down that had the police out there?
We were literally just trying to leave the house to go to the store because I needed some cigarettes. I'll be honest with you. And they decided to block the driveway for us, and they would not move.
And would not move. What is with the guy with the bat? I'm hearing some things about somebody was out there with a bat. The neighbor next door.
I did not see that. We try to stay in the house and we try to stay back because they're pretty bad out there.
I know this is crazy on your family and the thing with the baby and everything. Why is nobody out there at that landfill, or what is this going on? What can you tell us?
There are some things the FBI says we can't, but one of the things I'll tell you is almost at the very beginning of this, first off, for the first 2 days, they were actually out searching with everybody. Then after that, when the FBI took over, we were told literally we cannot go out to the landfill. We cannot, well, that was now, but we can't go out searching. We can't do any of that. We were literally told not to because we can impede the investigation.
Do you know these people are outside your house, and even me, because the FBI has named your sister and the police the #1 suspect in the disappearance of this child, right?
This is correct. We don't even know what happened after even questioning and everything else that I have going on. We still can't figure out exactly what happened. We're also trying to find out, and we can't figure that out. Now,
was the back door open between 2 and 5 o'clock?
That is currently what the ADP system says, yes.
Let me ask you this, because I know there's a lot of stuff that's been going on the internet, and I don't know if Leilani has confessed to anything or said anything, but I know there have been things coming out saying Billy Joe said that Leilani did something with the baby, and the baby is in the dump, and she don't remember it. And also one of the brothers, I don't know if it was you come out and spoke or one of your other brothers.
That was my brother that came out. I pulled him back in.
And that was something similar to that nature. Let me ask you this. Has your sister ever had occasions where she blacked out or may not have remembered anything for?
No, not to the best of our knowledge, is no. This is a really hard thing to talk about. I'm sorry.
I understand that.
I'm trying to get on here to also just clear some things up with everybody.
Now who was home that day when he went missing?
From my understanding, it was only Leilani and Danny.
Okay.
Danny was the
who closed the back door to the pool?
This I do not know. People are complaining about the cameras. They were on, but one of them isn't working, and I'm still working on trying to get it fixed now.
Okay. So now here's the thing. I've spoke with a lot of people in your neighborhood. Me personally, myself, I just got back from where y'all were at. I was outside your house.
I know. I was the one you think that was me mugging you.
Okay. All right. Which one? You the little guy?
I'm the big guy.
Oh, you're the heavier set guy. I thought you was a nice guy.
I am a nice guy. I just get frustrated with all the yelling and everything. I'm just looking at everybody meanly.
You just kind of stood out there and didn't say nothing. Just kind of looked at people like, And I actually seen you go put a teddy bear at the memorial yourself.
We all have.
Okay, because I witnessed that with myself, and I thought that. I said, well, at least this guy here, he at least went out there and did this, I asked you this. I mean, do you think your sister did something?
I don't know.
You know?
Trust me, we've all been trying to figure it out.
Do you
I
have
have
any
a
clue
question.
why the police would come out and name your sister the number one suspect in this?
There's a lot of theories, but that also does help people get aggravated and want to dig deeper.
I have a question. Do you support the fact that they went out to the bar?
They only went out to the bar for dinner. Everybody is twisting, man. I don't know who said they had tequila and all this other crap, but they did not. My stepmother did have a shot, and that was it. And they went back to the motel.
So
It's before you guys.
When I showed up?
Yeah, when you showed up, I literally left probably 5 minutes prior.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So-
Well, it took me a little while when I got back to Virginia to unwind from all that. It's a really emotional thing, man, because I feel so sorry for Quinton, and I just want answers and justice for it. If it's something in your family, so be it. Justice has to be served. If it's something outside of your family and there's something different, then that is what it is. My grudge ain't against everybody in that house. I just want justice for that little baby. And I think a lot of people out there, I don't think they want to hurt y'all. They just want to disrupt what y'all got going on. And there's no justice right now. And they feel Leilani is the number one suspect. And that's due to your police department naming her that.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, can I ask you a question?
So the police have put this burden on you guys, at the same time. And I think as it's getting crazier out there, it's going to get crazier. Because now people are seeing this, people going to jail tonight. That's going to make even more people mad because they're looking at it like this. Whoever hurt this little baby's not in jail, but people out there going to jail for trespassing.
I know. I called them all because they wouldn't let me leave.
It's going to fuel the fire even more. Just to let you know, that's just how it works. People can see this and be like, oh, hell no. So
Other than regular discipline, no. That's the thing. Everyone's saying they got pictures of bruises. Those are little kids. They're going to get riled up, and they were wild kids. They like to play. I mean, how many times when I was a kid, I would run around with bruises from beating, bumping into things and everything else.
Michael,
So,
People on the internet are going to find pictures and just use that to their
now,
advantage.
as far as custody of those kids, Billy Joe had custody of the kids, right? Your mother?
That is something I can't disclose. I'm sorry.
Well, from my understanding, she has custody of the kids. Now,
There's internal conflict going on with that as well. With the law, we're trying to root that out and get that all fully situated as well.
okay. No time you don't think Billy Joe thought Leilani was a threat?
No, or she would not have left here at all. She was literally going to work to provide for those children.
She ever really left them kids with Leilani like that before and come back and everything be fine?
This is correct.
So she had left her there, and she came back and the kid was perfectly fine. But this time, something was different.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm still trying to figure out, just like I'm trying to figure out why Danny is not being looked at. That really bothers me.
Danny was there when this happened, right?
That's correct, and he already fled. I can't tell you where because I know, but I can't disclose that. I'm sorry.
I know where he's at.
Yeah.
Michael, can you speak about Leilani and Danny's drug use of cocaine? Because I know that cocaine causes severe paranoia and delusions. Do you think that is a possibility? And that's why Leilani says she doesn't remember what happened?
Again, I'm sorry. There are some things the FBI said we're not allowed to talk about.
I understand. Thank you.
Danny being there, he is the one that called the babysitter and canceled the babysitter. Do you know that?
I need to talk to my sister about that because I got to actually get that verified because I'm trying to, do my own little personal investigation or whatever.
Well, let me ask you one question, Michael. You don't live at the house, do you?
No, I'm here just for support.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you're caught up in all this. I just want to say that I'm sorry you're caught up in all this. Do you think that your sister could do something like this in your own mind?
I have never seen my sister be like that with them children. I've only seen her ever be loving to them children, and that's the thing that's really confusing.
Yeah.
Could she do it?
Now, how was your interaction with the Danny? How much interaction? How well did you know Danny?
I met him maybe 3 or 4 times when I came through passing on vacation. Thought he was a good dude, but because I only knew him, anyone can hide their colors.
Yeah. Had you known your sister and him to do any drugs together or anything of that nature? Did they like to party? Are they drinkers? Do they like to do recreational drugs? Are they weed smokers? Or have you known them to kind of?
I know, but anything drug related, I'm supposed to just not disclose.
Okay.
Sorry, I know it makes it hard for you guys.
Yeah, well, we're just glad you could come up here and take the time to share with us as it is, especially with all the craziness going on. And one, I've been sitting in front of your house, so, I appreciate
I
you
would
coming
love to come out and talk to y'all personally, but some of them people out there, are crazy.
Well, yeah, it's getting crazy. And even when I was out there at some point, I was trying to calm people down. I was like, oh, y'all got to calm down. It's okay to sit out here, scream and say your piece, not to try to hurt people, not try to go up in your yard, not try to tear your shit up. I don't see that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Not your mom, not Leilani. All I want is justice, and whatever justice is, whatever happened to this kid, they need the justice for that.
Michael, okay, I know it's hard at the house to meet Dolly, but Dolly's going to be back down in Georgia soon, I'm assuming.
Out to kill nobody, hurt nobody, no things like that. And I mean, most of what I could ask you, I've asked you here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I would ask you any different in person.
And I don't know if this is important, but I'd like to also verify about the whole moving the memorial. We only did that because people kept leaving mean things there. I mean, so we moved it back. We even put a sign up there and said anybody that, is no trespassing, but anybody that wants to leave stuff for Quinton, you're more than welcome to. But P.S., you're on camera. And they completely turned it around, wrote all over it, and then they threw it away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jimmy, can I make a comment? Thank you. That's my maiden last name. Anyway, I commend you for coming up. It's pretty brave of you, and you're quite the noble man.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I
just
think
hope nobody here gets mad about it.
I think they're standing out here wondering what's going on, and the family is, you know, they, if people feed it into it, it's just going to rile the crowd up.
The guy tells us we're not allowed to do that. We can't go against that.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that too.
I mean,
I
I'm
can
sure our
understand.
house is wiretapped and everything.
Well, can you have the charges dropped?
I've heard people say, so, I mean, I'm sure the FBI has been all in that house, searched the house. Do you know if they took anything from the house?
I'll say yes, but I won't disclose any other information.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: as far as a vehicle, was there ever a vehicle seized by the authorities?
I don't know if I can disclose that.
Okay. Because I've heard a lot of rumors, and I'm just trying to figure out what some is rumor and what, you know, other things are, you know, maybe true. Was he asleep when he got up and called the babysitter? Do you know that?
From what Danny said, yes, and from what Leilani said, yes.
So does she remember about what time she woke up? Did she wake up at 9:30 and instantly notice that Quinton was gone, and that's when the authorities were called?
From what I know, correct.
Or did she wake up earlier and then wait? But you're saying she woke up and immediately called when she realized the baby was gone.
From what we know, she just woke up and she said the baby was gone. I'm sure there was a little bit of panic and looking and everything else. And then
Now, weird statement from your mother about her not remembering and things like that. Is that a true post from her? Did she put that out?
that is FBI related, and I can't speak about it.
It's going to blow up tomorrow.
I will talk to the family and see what they would like to do.
But you understand what I'm saying? That's gonna.
No, I
that
do.
would be-
That's the thing that I wasn't wanting to cause
That
a
wasn't
scene,
your intent.
but they were literally aggressive. They were literally up in the yard. They were literally yelling and threatening and telling me to get out and come fight them and all kinds of crap.
Yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
I
And they
think
shouldn't do that. But
worse than I was you guys. You know, the neighbor, especially the one next door to y'all. He's out there riling people up too. So that's not good. If you personally know that guy, and you get
I don't know anybody around here.
yeah, because he riles people up. He was out there riling me up the whole time. He was just coming up trying to be smart about every little thing. And I just think people are already out there upset. You know what I'm saying? Emotional. And that guy's out there riling them up, and he getting people mad. And then y'all coming out and they're mad. And it's, you know what I'm saying? Because it only takes one person to set a crowd off like that. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yes.
the crowd mentality starts to take over. People start screaming and running up in the yard. It's like even the first day when I seen everybody out there screaming, I thought it was a little wild. And but it's in frustrations, you know, people get hit by cars. None of your family get hurt. Just like everybody else, I just want justice, and whatever that is in the end, that's what it is.
And that's like we told everybody, you know, if it's one of our family members, we're going to walk them to the court. They're not getting away with what they've done.
Michael, I want to ask you two questions if you don't care.
Go for it.
Okay, the first question I want to ask you: the room that they taped off, whose room was that?
Say that one more time.
They put the plastic bags over the windows outside. Whose room was that?
Plastic bags over the windows outside. I apologize. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they put plastic bags over some window outside the house.
What do you know any reason why they would have been concerned about the pool, to want to drain the pool?
Say is because it wasn't being cleaned yet, so they couldn't see through it. So they wanted to just verify that everything was cleaned out. They did send.
I heard they tore up the pool doing that.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Because there was people flying drones over your house. I actually seen that. I think that was the first day. No, it was maybe the second day I was there. I was sitting there and I heard like a buzz and I seen a drone flying over your house.
Haven't seen it.
So
Yeah.
how much is the video being looked into from the back door being open between 2 and 5?
The video camera that we have that wasn't working at the time. That's the thing. I'm sure they're working now, of course.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I.
But
stay
it was on an app phone, and you don't know about that?
Very courteous. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate that because, you know, a lot of the stuff, I realize we're there. I realize it's a frustration. I'm sure you understand why we're doing what we're doing, but, you know, it just seems like you've been, you know, you've always looked at us. You've always kind of been very courteous. And I just wanted to tell you, I do appreciate that. And I can't imagine what you and your family are going through. However,
I was younger. Yes, she is my stepmother.
okay. But you haven't really lived in that. How far away do you, well, I shouldn't ask that, but are you there regularly prior to this?
Only when I go on vacations.
Okay. So, you know, there's a lot of information that we found out, you know, from the neighbors and stuff that doesn't really look good. Not for the household, not for your sister, not for your mother. And I don't even know what to ask you because I know you're prevented from answering some stuff, but I guess I'm just curious as to the information we got of Leilani targeting Quinton. I mean, it seemed like this was something everybody knew about, but nobody talked about. You never heard any of that?
No, I believe that is false accusations. Every time, all the family members here, all the friends here will tell you, and everyone that comes here, and people from the church that comes here will all tell you that every time that Leilani's been with the kids, she's been a mother.
Okay, can you explain why there's a text message? Because there seems like there was hostility in that household and that people knew she was hitting that child in that household, because there was a post her sister posted on September, I want to say 28th, that basically said, I can't even play with my husband and my kids without somebody thinking something more is going on. It's like, you know, there are concerns. Obviously, there's some concerns about her roughhousing in that house, and nobody's informed you of that. And I feel like, you know, Meredith and find the truth with that research. But, you know, you're around people that have harmed a child, or at least allegedly harmed a child. And I just, you know, when you're getting this information and from who you're getting this information from, I just hope you take that into consideration, because we were in town for, this wasn't from one or two people that we heard this information from, Michael. This was from a lot of people. This was from it, you know, like there seemed, I don't know how you turned out so normal. It seems like, it's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not trying to say that in a disrespectful way.
I didn't hear you say that again.
Bullhorn, any final
Oh,
words?
that was Bullhorn. Okay.
No, that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you for the time.
All right, Bullhorn. Peace.
I think the boyfriend has.
One thing I'd like to comment about, because she was talking about the that post, is I do know that there was tension between her and her boyfriend.
Had they ever fought before? Because I had heard rumors. Now I'm going to tell you, this is rumors that I heard, and I heard from somebody out there that the Danny dude was cheating on Leilani. I heard that. Now I don't want to get all into somebody's personal life, but I heard that they had some conflict between them because of that.
I know that there's something I can disclose.
Okay, I mean that's good. You know, because you know, like I was out there for a few days, and the same thing. I sat around, I talked to people, and I listened to people to try to figure out for myself what's going on. You know, and it's a crazy situation, and hopefully that there's, you know, little baby Quinton is found. You know, I don't know what's with the authorities and taking time off. Y'all aware of that as the family? What do you think about that? Law enforcement taking the weekend off and not searching over the weekends?
Well, it frustrates me. I believe that they should be working in shifts.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely shouldn't be taking time off. I mean, I don't know who put the baby in the landfill. Only I guess time will tell if he's even in the landfill. Finding out, you know, what caused him to be in this landfill.
See, there's another side to the investigation, but I just can't disclose it. And I'm gonna just put that in y'all's head.
Michael, there was your stepmom, right?
This is correct.
Okay, of your stepmom saying that I just can't trust her. Has there been a lot of tension between her and Leilani?
A lot of tension between children, or siblings and family in general.
And you know, her sister was the number one suspect right off the bat. Is what Billy Joe said. She said sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad, and I just don't know if I can trust her. And I'm a father. My daughter, she's 22 years old, and I don't know if I could describe my daughter that way, but I think I would describe my daughter accurate. You know, so I think we're probably accurate. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. I don't know if I can trust her, because I do know there's stuff where she tried to evict her for stealing money, and she wanted everybody to pay rent and things of that nature. I don't think that's enough I don't think that is something that would cause a baby to go missing, though.
No, the way they're looking at that, that was in the heat of the moment, and what they're referring to there was a lot of petty stuff. Honestly, it's a lot of just a young adult being a young adult, especially in nowadays. But nothing against Quinton, you know.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I'm gonna back out and Dolly. I'm gonna just mute myself. And I hope it's just a Dolly's panel. But you, in your own mind, how long did you live around Leilani?
Oh, Jesus.
Over 5 years, over 10 years?
My memory is really bad. I had my own traumas, but for that's completely different reasons.
All right, we'll say at least 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in your own mind, and sorry if it's hurt your feelings, like I said, this is Dolly, but do you think Leilani could have done this if what she's being accused of?
For knowing my sister, honestly, no. But nobody can help but wonder. The story is so twisted and wrapped up and just really hard to figure out. Planned.
Yeah,
I don't think anything was planned.
He allowed to leave town. To my understanding, he went to his parents in Atlanta.
You know, I would think this. I don't want to speak for you or nothing, but I know this. If I was to do something terrible and my family was to come in and I did something terrible, I would probably most likely lie to them and say that. And I think if I did, my family loves me, and the best thing they're going to do is go, okay, they're going to believe me or at least give me the benefit of the doubt, pretty much solely at your sister. And they're doing that in the media, and that's going to grow that crowd even bigger out there on your street. You know, they would do that if they wasn't going to charge Leilani with anything, because then all it does is create this chaos and what you're seeing right now. And that's if he wasn't going to arrest her, he shouldn't get publicly and say she's the number one suspect. There's nobody else, because now you got a mob of people outside of your house.
All right.
Michael.
Very sweet, quiet baby. But he was a really good kid, and I don't want to talk more because I'm gonna start tearing up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Michael, can you tell us why Danny was allowed to leave town?
he wasn't allowed, but because it's an ongoing investigation, they can't stop him without evidence.
Now, I've heard rumors that he passed a lie detector test. Is there anybody took a lie detector test that you know of?
I'm sorry, Dolly, I can't speak on it.
Okay. Okay. If you could say something to the crowd, maybe to calm that crowd down outside of your home out there, what would you say to them?
Honestly, I really pray for them, and I'm sorry for having to call the cops, but when you feel endangered, you kind of have to do what you got to do, and we're all very sad with what's going on, and we're all trying to figure everything out as well. You guys aren't the only ones, but we have been barred from being able to search, to be able to interact, to be able to disclose certain information, and people don't see.
So you don't have a problem with the people out there protesting, as long as they're not blocking your driveway, as long as they're not coming up in your yard, as long as they're not throwing shit at you, none of that stuff.
If they're peaceful protesters, that's fine, but if they're gonna, sitting there calling baby killer and all this other stuff when they really have no evidence to back that yet, that to me is wrong.
Yeah. By the time it hits the internet, I think it's bullshit, or vice versa.
Man, there's a whole lot going on, especially about that whole restaurant crap. Oh my God, did they blow it up?
I've also heard that the FBI is taking the tapes from that restaurant.
Oh, I'm sure they are trying who even knows why, honestly. They were literally just at the restaurant having dinner. We left here because of all the protesters.
Now, let me ask you this, Michael. Do you think that the FBI should be looking into other people other than your family?
I do strongly.
You do.
All right.
Okay.
Do you believe it's
disclose? Because I don't want negative feedback.
Well, what I'm saying is it had anything to do with.
I believe he should be a prime suspect as well.
Okay. Now, one more question.
Okay.
Is your dad the one that's married to Billy Joel now?
This is incorrect.
Okay. I didn't know, so I'm sorry.
I'm debating on if I should disclose that or not. I don't think it would hurt anything, but yeah, she was employed.
Okay. Now, I also heard that the young man Danny was employed. Were they employed together?
I believe they were both employed, but I won't disclose any other information than that.
Okay. When he left, right, because I already know where he was employed, and I won't go into all that. What would make him just leave his job, and why would all of a sudden one day he's perfectly fine with Leilani, but now all of a sudden he don't want to be with Leilani?
Why would he also leave his kid?
And the youngest is his biological child, right?
I believe so. I mean, I'm going to say that so I don't disclose too much.
Yeah. Okay. Right. About the babysitter. Just.
I don't like how she. From what I know and from what they said, she was a nice lady.
Uh-huh.
But from what I've seen, and I haven't personally went and looked at her or anything like that, is that she's trying to get views and things like that. I don't feel as though I do feel she has a heartbreak for it, but I don't feel as though it's just a heartbreak. I feel as though someone's trying to seek views and money.
Views and money. The babysitter, maybe taking the baby. Do you think Billy Joe is acting out of emotion, or does she really think the babysitter could have possibly taken little baby Quinton?
That's not ruled out in my mind, because that's a possibility, because she did have access to the house. I believe she had a key as well. I don't know for sure. But she was actually invited to come in the house and sit on the couch, and then it got emotional and blew up.
So she didn't bust in the house. She was invited into the house, and then they started arguing, and they started recording.
This is correct.
Okay. Anybody else had Danny said anything to anybody, like in the family, like before he left? Was there a goodbye? Was there just like, see you later, I'll see you next week, like hasta la vista? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dolly, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but his parents came down here, and his parents were doing things they weren't supposed to be doing, and they up and hauled. I'm gonna say butt.
Okay. So there may be more to it than what everybody's thinking.
There really could, and that's what people need to understand, is we're all trying to figure it out. There are more leads than what the media is showing, and there is a lot going on. But I'm hard to think about it.
And to you, Leilani has never confessed to hurting this child or doing anything to this child to you.
If any of us heard information like that, she already knows very well that we would also report that and walk with her.
Do you feel
never really?
You don't really know.
I have a quick question. Did the Fry guy, did you meet him ever really?
You don't
The
really
neighbor
know.
next door?
The guy that was wearing the pink shirt.
I think
The guy
so.
that was throwing the French fries at me.
Oh no, I don't know about the Fry guy. I heard about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, because
ends up being, we appreciate you taking the time to share with us what you could share with us. We know you don't live in that house, you haven't been in the house, and you really don't have control of what's went on. And whatever justice is, I hope it, with Circle Baby Quinton. And if it don't have to do with your family, I hope your family is clear to that, and in that case, then a lot of people will owe you guys apologies.
Of course. Thank you all.
All right, Michael, you be good. and prayers for you and your family, man.
Thank you very much. Good night, y'all.